Okay, so how are we going to use the activity that the, the slams article? Are we just going to collect them tomorrow? Or are we going to just evaluate them? Or do you want to ask like a volunteer to read a couple? What do you want to do with them tomorrow?
Um, I think in light of the Keystone, I would probably want to read them.
Okay.
So maybe I can collect it. Or the other thing I could do is just like write a sample and put it on the board and say like, these are the points that should have been checked off. See if you have these points.
Okay, so maybe write a sample. So using like the slams.
And then maybe they can like rate their own, like how many points they feel they should get.
Okay, I like that idea, to have them evaluate their own.
Yeah. And then maybe I can like collect them and give them credit and stuff.
Okay, I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. So using the slams model, so you're gonna write what you would consider like an appropriate response?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
To both questions?
Yeah.
Okay, and then
Like maybe put it on.
right, that's fine.
Mhm.
That's fine. So I would, as you write, so I would definitely like give each part of the, so I wouldn't just give it like an overall points value. So like I would give like, if they have like the introductory sentence, the rewrite, like a point, or, and then, do they have, the phenomenon mentioned, and then do they have the evidence? So just make sure that you break it down so that they have, because I don't think they're not gonna be able to read a paragraph and go, okay, that's worth 5 points.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So maybe just like have the answer and then put like one circle and then like another point circle kind of thing. Like if you have this point.
Right.
Okay.
Just so that they can actually see where they're supposed to give themselves a point.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I think it's a good idea if we collect them and evaluate them.
That way actually they know like how the Keystone people are going to grade.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So I think that can be, that might even be a good warm-up tomorrow.
Okay.
We could even use that as our warm-up.
And then I know we're starting matter tomorrow. Properties of matter.
Right. So I think, well, some classes I still have to finish water.
Okay, yeah.
I have to finish water because I want to get some more beakers, and because my first class I could do it as one individual little demo, but I'm going to have to do multiple tables for my bigger classes of that.
I think the first period did it.
Yeah, they did. Right, my first period, but we also have several other things that we could do with water. We have, this is a nice little video with water. And then what we could do is and I'll have to look, you always have to look when you use something from year to year to see if the video is still available. But what we could do, they talk pretty fast in this video, if I recall. And so instead of making every kid do each one,
Mm-hmm.
possibly have a row do one of them,
Mm-hmm.
and then that row, give them a few minutes after the video. That row can discuss, and then they can present that topic
Mm-hmm.
to the class, and they can fill them in as, they can present that topic to the class, and then
Right.
the other kids can fill in that. That's one way to do that. I've seen it done that way. But again, we have to look up and make sure that that is still,
Functioning.
yeah. This is a new article that I found. It's a possibility we can do in the upcoming days. It's an Antarctic cave, so obviously it would have to do with water and life. That's a new possibility. We can, this one goes with how do fish survive in icy waters. So that went right along with what you brought up today.
Mm-hmm.
So this actually would piggyback right off of what you mentioned today.
Mm-hmm.
So what does water do to help support life on Earth? And this is a very, very short read. So, and like I said, sometimes you can give them questions to do, sometimes you can read it. Some of the PLN activities that we do are sometimes you just have them you have the whole class read an article. Sometimes you ask them to they're only allowed to pick one sentence out of the whole article
Mm-hmm.
that they feel is the most important sentence. And you'd be surprised how many students pick the exact same sentence. Or they're allowed to pick 10 words, and then you put all 10 words up
Mm-hmm.
that, like, you start with the first person, and they give you all 10 words. And then the next person is only allowed to tell you the words that person didn't. And you would be amazed how few extra words get put up after the first person.
Yeah.
And within those 10 words, they get the gist of the article.
Yeah. That's pretty
So
cool.
sometimes those are the PLN activities. Sometimes it's below the line. PLN is, so you write 3 things,
Mm-hmm.
whatever the assignment is, and then you give them like 3 minutes to do it. And then you have to turn to your partner, and your partner reads what they have.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's different than you write that below the line,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. So that's what above the line and below the line is.
Okay. What does PLN stand for?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't take the course. About 10 or 15 of the teachers here, it was a 4-credit graduate course that the district paid for. It's a literary, it was a literary class, and it had to do with getting more literary things done in the class, and a lot of it has to do with warm-ups, and Mrs. Glasspool could answer that because she was one of the ones that took the course.
Okay.
Some people volunteered and some people were chosen and told they had to take the course, and I was not one of them. But I don't know what PLN stands for. She
Okay.
does. She took the course.
Okay.
And like I said, this is probably the person who created it, the Collins
Right.
writing. I just know like what they mean whenever,
Above the line.
yeah.
Okay.
And 2 years ago when we had to do our lesson plans, we had to put them in our lesson plan. That's why that's still in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess then tomorrow, are we gonna stick to continuing with water?
Yeah, I think we have enough to still stick with water for one
Okay.
more day.
Okay.
I think we should stick with water at least one more day, one more
Okay.
full day.
And then Thursday?
Thursday, I think we could probably move on to,
Matter.
yeah, I think we could then move on to matter. Yeah, the structure of matter. and its components, and at that point, let me see real quick. Let me see what else is in. Yeah, chemistry and water. Yeah. You could teach for 2 weeks on water. Water's so
Yeah.
fun. But unfortunately, we can't.
And I feel like with all the activities that you have, it would become like kind of redundant.
Yes,
And, like, you know,
absolutely.
doing this, learning about the same thing.
Right.
And there's like
Absolutely.
tons of activities on water.
Oh, yes, absolutely. But like I said, you know, once they get the main characteristics, that's really what you're after.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we're after.
Is that Friday quiz?
Yes, matter and water quiz. This looks like we only hit water last year. I'd love to hit matter and water, but it looks like last year we only ended up making it water. So
Okay.
it'll depend.
Okay.
Um,
So for matter, is it like a PowerPoint?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I sent it. It's the same PowerPoint. I started the PowerPoint at water,
Okay.
so I sent that all to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I already sent that to you.
Okay.
I just started it at water, which was the second half.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. So it starts at the beginning on like,
Matter. Okay.
yeah, the structure of the atom and,
So is it okay if
Compounds.
I do matter Thursday?
yeah,
Okay.
perfect. Yes,
All right, cool.
yeah.
So then tomorrow we're doing the
But yeah, let's start with that.
Yep.
And that'll just be the warm up.
Yep.
I mean, that'll take 5, probably 7 or 8 minutes. I would say. And then from there, let's go,
We'll check that to see.
I can check this really quickly.
Okay.
Um,
And then if not,
we have this too. Why don't you look over that really quickly, because we could do, let me check this, make sure that this video is still working. We can also do, the warm up. That warm up little video that's in the,
oh yeah, the one that was in the article. I'm sorry, let me move mine.
no, not in the article,
But
but
your
in the,
PowerPoint.
yeah, just in the, yeah, that was a good little, not in the article, but it's attached to the, it's attached to, it's in the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say. That's what I meant to say. That's, yeah, that's what I meant to say. Put this down. Where am I? Where am I? No, this can be closed. I can close that. Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh, here we go. YouTube, that's what I want. I got you. No. Okay. is polar and able to have hydrogen bonds with other water molecules. Okay. What are you doing? No, 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 no. We're not doing that. No, I don't know that next.
Look what the cat dragged in.
I don't know what this is doing. I don't know if it's my system or if it's, I don't know.
Did you try to refresh it?
Uh-uh.
Oh, this is Amoeba Sisters?
It might be.
I love them.
Might be. But that's not what I want.
You could probably type it into like Amoeba Sisters, properties of water.
I don't know. I'm not positive that's what this is though.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if that's, I think that's what it is. See, it's just going. It might be my system.
Do you want to try on the other laptop?
Yeah, try it over there. But if it's my system, then it's not gonna go.
Is this it?
I don't know. I don't know if that's it or not.
So we have a riddle for you.
No.
Okay, not really a riddle. We're bad at riddles, but more like clues about our favorite molecule. It's polar.
That's probably
it's
it.
shaped like an
I don't-
outstretched V. Its properties are awesome,
It's
and it
probably-
makes up 3/4 of the surface of the Earth. That one always gives it away. Our favorite molecule is water. And we're not going to lecture you about how important water is and the fact that all life as we know it could not survive without it, because, yeah, that's true. But we really want to talk about what makes water so unique for biology itself. What are some awesome properties of water? Now, we mentioned the shape of water and the fact that water is polar. It has one very electronegative oxygen that is always trying to keep the electrons closer to it than to the hydrogens it's bonded to. And this actually gives oxygen a slightly negative charge because of the electrons that are spending more time next to it. And it gives the hydrogens a slightly positive charge. Well, that means that other water molecules have an easy time bonding together. Why? Well, because the hydrogen of one water molecule with its slightly positive charge can bond to another water molecule's oxygen with that slightly negative charge. These bonds among the water molecules are hydrogen
Oh,
bonds.
this isn't it.
And these are the very bonds that allow water to have
Because
many of the
that's
properties
different.
that we're about to talk about. Have you ever looked at a really tall tree and wondered, how does the water get all the way up there? I mean, it's got to go against gravity. Gravity. Well, in our
Should I pause
plant
it?
video, we talk about the xylem. It's vessels within certain types of plants, like trees, and these vessels transport water. But what's really neat about water is that it sticks to the xylem walls in what is known as adhesion, and this helps fight gravity. But water molecules with their hydrogen bonding, they also bond to each other in something called cohesion. It's almost a beads on the string kind of fashion. Water molecules evaporate from a leaf, and then the next water molecule in line is pulled upwards, and so on. This cohesion is really a big deal. Cohesion is also a reason that water striders, one of our favorite insect types, can skate on water. Cohesion contributes to the surface tension of water. Water actually has quite a bit of surface tension compared to many other liquids. And it's not just water striders that can walk on water. There are a lot of insects, spiders, and even larger animals like reptiles and some birds that have the ability to walk on water. So, to the Google for that. Now, with water being polar, it's also a very powerful solvent for other molecules. And that means that water can dissolve many other molecules, especially polar molecules and ionic compounds. Now, why does that matter? Well, this is really important because many of the processes that occur in organisms use water as a solvent. In our body system video, we talk about the function of kidneys, and you definitely couldn't have kidneys doing their function without water. Also, a main component for body fluids is water. I'll never forget when I was little, my father built us a pond. We had some goldfish in there, and I loved this pond. Well, in West Texas, where we're from, it can freeze in the winter. And one morning, I went outside, terrified to find that the top of the pond had frozen. And I thought our fish were goners. Only to find out that they were swimming and doing their fish activities under the ice layer. It's common for many substances to actually contract when they freeze and to become more dense. But water expands when it freezes and becomes less dense in its frozen state, resulting in floating ice, where it can actually make this insulated surface layer that makes a difference for many organisms underneath. And this is due to the hydrogen bonds. See, at freezing level, the making and breaking of hydrogen bonds, which usually happens pretty often, is not happening very much when frozen. And so the molecules, they're set into this lattice of hydrogen bonded molecules, just far enough apart that it's less dense in ice form than it is in water form. And that's going to be very important for all of that aquatic life. Speaking of temperature, water resists changing its temperature. It has what's called a high specific heat. Specific heat is a measurement of heat that's needed to be absorbed or lost for 1 gram of a substance to change its temperature by 1 degree Celsius. And that's why on the first day that school is out in the summer, it may be super hot outside, but the water could still be pretty cool. It's really good that water's like this for life. It's stabilizing for aquatic environment temperatures. And it also means that water can absorb a lot of heat in the summer without reaching as high of a temperature itself, which is useful when winter comes along, because then the water can release heat as it cools in the winter. This also impacts the environment. Now, still on the topic of temperature, consider evaporation. Many animals rely on evaporation to cool them. Think of water molecules. They are moving, but those that have more heat energy, they are moving the fastest. And they're the more likely molecules to make the phase change to gas. And these molecules, as they leave, their energy, their heat, is no longer on your skin. And by the way, all of this is not just animals too. Plants use evaporative cooling to aid them in hot temperatures. Excessive high temperatures could be very dangerous for many different processes in both plants and animals. It can be damaging to the enzymes involved in those processes. So that evaporative cooling is very important. Well, we went through a lot of features of water. Definitely something to consider next time you encounter it.
Even though this didn't
Which
go with this,
they
it
don't have
covered everything,
It did cover everything.
except this last one, which I don't even.
I can look that specific one up too.
Capital V, M, capital U, 3,
3 CL.
uh-huh. Oh, that's the same one. This is the same one that's in the introductory.
Oh,
It is. This is the same one that's in the introductory.
Okay.
So this is the one
Oh, that
that,
goes
yeah.
with it,
So
Is that what we want to do then? Do this
I
last?
think the Amoeba Sisters is cuter than this.
Amoeba Sisters are really good.
Oh yeah, and I've used lots of them.
That's how I like biology.
Do you
you want me to come up with a video, a worksheet with that one?
The Amoeba Sisters?
Mm-hmm.
I think this one's fine.
Okay.
It's just it has everything on it,
Yeah.
except that one. I'll just get rid of that one.
Okay. And then we can do the same, like divide them into rows. Have them discuss the answers and then present.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I think we can do that. So for tomorrow, why don't we do that, slams? Then you wanna play the Amoeba Sisters, and then do this
Okay.
as we'll explain the assignment. Then, so individually they have to do their one, two, three, four, five. I can change this sixth one, 'cause wasn't there one after?
They talked about resistance to change in temperature. Right, instead of changes in density.
Time you encounter it, which, based on how much we depend on water, will likely be
Well,
soon.
after high heat
Well, that's it.
capacity, right, they went into, there was one other thing they talked about, this one.
It can be damaging to the enzymes involved in those processes.
Oh, the human
So,
body services.
That evaporative cooling
Human
is very
body
important.
systems.
Well, we went through a lot of features of water.
So it's like body temperature and like homeostasis and stuff?
Wait, this, go back just a little bit more.
Right?
Yeah,
Estes. And they're the more likely molecules to make the phase change to gas. And these molecules, as they leave, their energy, their heat, is no longer on your skin. And by the way, all of this is not just animals too. Plants use evaporative cooling to aid them in hot temperatures. Excessive high temperatures could be
so
very
it's
dangerous.
evaporation and transpiration.
Okay.
So I'll change this one to evaporation and transpiration.
Okay.
So, leave that up, I'll change this
Okay.
to that.
Okay.
And then I'll change this to evaporation, transpiration. So then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 6. So each row would get a topic. And then, so individually I would say they could answer that part. Then I would give them 5 minutes
To discuss.
in their group, in that row group. They go to a table and decide what they're gonna say. They get a spokesperson and decide exactly what they're gonna say to
The rest of the class.
the rest of the class, and then they have to present. I mean, it's just gonna be, it's not gonna take long.
Right.
And then after that, I think we could do,
That reinforcement sheet.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think that would be good.
Yeah. And then if they don't finish, they can just finish from homework. I was gonna say, I think I kinda like that one a little bit better.
Which one?
The fill in the blank.
But do they know all these answers though?
I don't know, but it could be something they could keep filling out.
Blank creates the skin-like surface. Blank is the same. flow. I don't know that one. I don't know that one. Water is more, it's in the next part of the sentence. Blank is water changed from gas to a liquid, solid directly to a gas, and then water changes from gas directly to a solid. They don't know a couple of these. List the properties that ocean water has due to the fact that it contains salt. There's a couple that they won't know, but, okay, so. Okay, so I think it can do this one. I don't know.
Do you usually do like viscosity and stuff? Okay.
We did that in physical science.
Okay.
It's not important that they know that for bio. We did that in physical science.
Okay.
Okay, so probably not going to use this year. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm kind of gearing more towards this now.
I just think there's too many on here
Yeah,
that they don't
that
know,
they
and
wouldn't
that they'd
know.
have to look up, and then we have to spend a whole nother day
Right.
talking about sublimation and
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think I want to go there.
Yeah, I think that would be better.
Yeah, this
Okay.
one I think we've talked more about. So, and then this. Yeah. So I think that's good for tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
And then for Thursday, then
Starting matter. Okay.
and then so we'll do notes and we'll have a quick homework check.
Yep.
And this is not something I want to collect and go over, so,
Just a homework check would be fine then.
well, I mean, we have to go, I mean, I would say go over it because they won't know if they got the answers right or wrong.
Right.
We don't necessarily have to go over all of the questions, but I think we should pick a few and go over some of the questions,
Okay.
some of maybe the harder questions.
Okay.
Because that is not something that I would collect. I want to collect and grade every question.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, so then moving on to the notes and however far we get as far as like the parts of the atom and it all depends on how far you get. You don't always know how far you get.
Yeah. Okay.
But I would, definitely, introduce them to, review again the periodic table. They had it last year, so, but it's been a while.
Exciting day in the halls today.
It is?
Yeah, there was a fight that broke out in the lunch last period, her 6th period lunch. Then I guess some kids ordered pizza. I'm not going to let them have it because we can't order food in. So there was a couple confrontations downstairs.
It's a hard life.
It was exciting. It was exciting down there today. I stayed down there. It's more fun than up here today.
Okay, so
Um, so, periodic tables have parts of the atom, some practice on, reading the periodic table. Getting to know some of the elements again. Um, and and we probably won't get too far on Thursday. We won't get too far into the chemistry of things on Thursday.
okay.
And then Friday, they'll have a quiz. Oh, tomorrow they have their 1 to 30 quiz.
Yeah, they do.
So that has to be the first thing that we do.
Okay, that's fine. And then we'll.
So it's quiz tomorrow, slams,
In the video.
video, and then the worksheet.
Okay.
So that quiz should not take that long.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I forgot about that quiz. Yeah, I forgot about that because that is tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I forgot to remind 6th period, but I told them Monday, so
Okay.
I'll get my earlier classes to remind 6th period.